Uh, so I'm continuing my work. Today is July 8th. So in my last video, I shared what I've done, how I created this layout using full site editing. Now, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make this as a WordPress template, which I'll be submitting later in WordPress.org so that anyone can use it. And I want to make the inner pages much effective as well. So let's say if someone wants to add a template, then they can directly add. If someone wants to add a page, then they can just directly add pages from here. So I'll be creating like multiple pages. So one thing that I've found recently is that in the case of FSC, what happens is we create all this design in front page, and when we export it, so this is specifically for template developer. So I've used this plugin called create block theme. So when we so uh, with this plugin we are being able to create this template. So this plug, what it does is, if I click on this create block theme and save, all the things that I've done will be saved in a dynamic PHP file. So all the editing that I've done here will be dynamically saved in a PHP file through this. So frontpage.php. If you check here, patterns, front page also, I made one copy as well. So frontpage.php. So this is the code that is being generated after I click on save. So everything is properly encoded with PHP. So there's no static HTML text. Everything is encoded in PHP. So that if you want to change the language, we don't have to manually go and change the language. We don't need to create those files anymore like we used to do. So this is why. So all these blocks are converted into HTML, into PHP. And while creating inner pages, I will be utilizing lots of these patterns. So I want to make sure that I want to make sure that I will be using these patterns in my inner pages wherever needed. So my idea was to put all the patterns in the home page, and if I don't need anything, I'll just delete them from home page. But if I need it back, then I can go and add, then get from my pattern library all the things I've created. I can just put it back whatever I've needed, because I have dynamically generated the pattern. What that means is, in this pattern folder, I have break down all my patterns like this. So for the hero, so this is my hero pattern. So this PHP which we generated in front dash page.php, I just copied that section and pasted in hero dash one.php. So if I need hero section in other pages, this dynamic PHP this dynamic pattern can be added, and then it will be converted into HTML in the editor. So that's how it works. So I'm yet to create hero 3, hero 2. So I've created pattern for each and every sections. So one thing that I recently found was very interesting for me was this plugin called Pattern Manager. So through this Pattern Manager, I'll be able to see all my patterns here. So these are all the patterns that I've created. FAQ, featured. So all I've just named it as featured, footer, the entire front page, hero, hero 3, hero 2, so on and so forth. So all of these are the patterns that I have in this pattern folder. And if I just edit something here, let's say if I want to edit my hero 3, let's say I'm just adding some column, test. I'll just add them here. So let's say I just created this new layout, update pattern. Then what happens is if I go and check the hero 3, so they created a pattern for me. So they directly created a pattern for me. This is not dynamic, this is the HTML version of the pattern. So but this is pretty helpful, so I don't have to go to the pages and edit them. I can edit like individual patterns. So these are what I'm trying to do. So my idea would be I really don't want to use these text. I'll be using the Include version. So I'll be creating all my patterns in the front page.php, copy and get it there. So let me show you. So let's say if I copy one of the pattern from here, let's say I copy this group and hero3.php, I will be able to see them here, right? So now I can see them here. And if I move something in the editor, update pattern, let me close it. So if I move something here and there, then update pattern, I can now see them here, like, yes. So the hero 3 test, and this dynamic still remains dynamic. All my image path still remains the same, just that these have changed to a static text, which we need to make it dynamic. But with this plugin, we being able to edit the pattern individually, which is something I'm going to utilize for this. So what I did is, so all the pattern that I've made, so let's say if I want to make a template that's about.php, I will be using this pattern, this pattern, this pattern, this pattern, this pattern. So my template that's about.php is combination of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 patterns wrapped with the main HTML wrapped by this. So this is my template that's about.php. So I don't need to go and copy my individual files from frontpage.php from or let's say from pattern. I'm just including them. This is like a dynamic including a PSU file. I'm just including them here, and then we can see them in front page. So let's go to here, about, yes. So this is what I have included. Let's say if I remove this pattern from this file, if I refresh here, so that top part is gone. Now we can see directly logo. Let me bring it back, refresh, about. So we have our top hero is back. So this is how I will be able to include pattern inside my template, so that if I want to create some pages, I can just pick the template that I've created, then create the pages by combining all the multiple patterns that I've created. So my idea would be to create as much patterns as possible. Currently there are maybe 20 patterns, so I'll be creating like multiple patterns as much as possible, include them directly dynamically in my template that's about.php file, so that we'll be able to create a page by combining multiple patterns. Yes, that's what I'm trying to do. So as of now, I have been able to make like these two patterns. This is still not a final one because we really don't need feature one or text media 1, 2 in my template that's pricing. So I'll be removing whatever the templates, whatever the patterns that I donated from here. Then we'll be creating template that's pricing those pages. So this so the whole idea of my theme is there'll be multiple patterns so that any kind of business can use it to create any kind of website, and patterns will be available in patterns folder, multiple patterns, as well as combination of those patterns. I'll be creating templates so that people can, or you can just create a page, and then you'll have a page with a combination of multiple patterns. Yeah, so that's my idea. So we'll be creating more patterns here so that we'll be able to create lots of templates and lots of pages through this FSE. Yeah, thanks.